remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Wednesday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional Tron hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday as well. But this Sold Out, well, you know, we continue the sneaker talk, man. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it is free to sign up for. Of course, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, man. Pretty much it's looking like a quiet week for the most part, man. I got to double check these releases, which we're going to be talking upcoming sneaker releases towards the end of the live. But I mean, to be honest, man, let's just keep it real. If you live in the U.S., right, a lot has been going on, especially after pretty much midnight yesterday, right? Okay, so today, different ball game. And yeah, I'm not here to talk politics or anything like that, but let's just keep it 100. And I'm just dive in. I'm going to try to keep this live very short and simple. 1 hour, y'all know how I do. One take, Jake trying to get this joint on. But yeah, so much is going on in this economy. No wonder, right? So tonight's topic, we're going to be talking Nike's first quarter results. Pretty much we're going to be talking pretty much how they've done now that we got like a new CEO under there. You know what I'm saying? Elliot Hill, let's see what he's done to the table. Has he made things better? Which in my opinion, I think he has. You know what I mean? If I'm going to keep it real. But at the same time, it's been like a slow and steady change like rollout if you think about it, right? Okay, like if you think about it, things are definitely different now. It's not one of those like, you know, we're getting drops back to back like heat like that. And one thing I do want to check my phone too, I'm going to just look and see what kind of releases like we even have on this joint. Because to be honest, dog, I can't even remember like what's really coming out this week. Again, I'm going to save it towards the like upcoming sneaker releases. But to be honest, it's still kind of one of those, it's kind of in limbo land. It's like a different week this week. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like almost dry. But I'm not mad at that, man, because I always said this. There's nothing wrong with saving a few coins. So we're going to pretty much be talking Nike's quarter one, the first quarter results, seeing how they're doing, if things better or for worse. And then, of course, we're going to go right into that, like, you know, pretty much shoe prices are up and the footwear could be not on some people's guest list this year. So pretty much I want to go ahead and just dive right into holiday season this year, man, because it's going to be a very interesting year. I mean, I know we're still going to get the typical stuff, but if you think about it, while the Travis Scotts got pushed back, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a like real true reasoning behind it too. Because with the stuff tears, they got to get it over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's costing them more, which means it's going to cost us more. Again, not here to talk politics. We're just going to keep it sneaker related. If it falls into the area of why that may be possibly a reason, we will cover it, right? Okay. I see we got Divine Photos in the building. Says, what's good, Polo? What up, Divine? What up, what up, what up, what up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. It really means a lot to the kid for sure. Y'all know how I do, man. Where we at real quick, it says, now you seeing back-to-back days of sneaker YouTubers leaving the game. They're never loved. The only thing they loved was resale. You know what? I speak on it a little bit. I ain't gonna say no names, but I seen the one person you posted in the Discord. I don't know who number 2 is, but I know who number 1 is. But to be honest, I'm gonna keep it 100. And let me just open up the Discord real quick, see if there's anything I'm like kind of tripping over real quick. But I did see one person there post a video. I don't know who the other person is real quick. But feel free to post that joint. Let me see. We don't got nothing in the sneaker news joint. But to be honest, dog, I mean, yeah. Post that in the Discord for me, whoever it is. I seen one person you post. But at the same time, some of these cats, man, some of these guys left without even saying anything. I do appreciate the people to be like my last video for maybe a while, but you seen a lot of cats just dip out. You know, I can think of like 2, like 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5. Majority of these guys dipped out if you really think about it, right? With the exception of like, maybe like 2 or 3 people, they kind of dipped, you know what I'm saying? Whenever things kind of just left, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this, it's not, I don't even think that they didn't love like pretty much the game, but I'm going to say that they pretty much was like, and this is alleged, Whole Live is alleged on an opinionated base, but a lot of these cats had like sponsorship deals too. You know what I mean? Which clearly makes a difference. A lot of them had a lot of sponsorship deals. And once those slowly start fading out, and you know with who, right? Which they're not doing any better, right? Who they had the sponsorship with. Like, and if you know, you know, right? I'm not going to sit up here. I don't like to do the whole throw the names out there because I don't want nobody saying my mother trucking name, right? But, they had a sponsorship with another like great like big company, and then they started having issues. But once I noticed that one rant that happened like a couple years ago, whenever one of the homies like, hey yo, y'all get paid from so and so, and then they were like, what? And then next thing you know, I'm nah, me neither. And then I knew then I was like, all right, the deal finna cut short on that. They see who really posts content, who not. You notice those cats that stopped getting paid, only a handful of them really kept making content, and even those guys have fell off. Now the argument may be where it's like, well, they've gotten older. Okay, cool, I'll give you that. Then the argument may be like, well, you know, they got families now. Okay, I'll give you that too. But then you got some of these cats where I'm like, to be honest, it makes me question, had the deal not dropped or what have you, or whatever happened with the situation, would they still be posting content? You know what I'm saying? Also, case in point, no disrespect, with the exception of a few, right? Notice this. I have no room to talk, but at the same time, I've noticed a lot of the bigger sneaker YouTuber channels, not talking about anybody in particular, so don't get in your feelings, homie. I noticed with the sponsorships leaving, so did the views, you know? Now, at this argument, like, because everybody's gotten older, this is true. This is a lot of factors can play into this, but at some stuff I just can't unsee, right? And I ain't even want to really go down that whole rabbit hole with that, but yeah, I mean, it's funny and interesting to see that, you know what I'm saying? Come full circle, because if you're doing something you love, it should never feel like work. But at the same time, I get it. If they can't eat how they want to eat off it no more, they got to find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put it, I don't care how big their channel is, you know what I'm saying? And they probably still getting a check, but I mean, like, maybe what happens when people aren't watching those older videos, you know what I'm saying? You still got to be posting consistently. That's the one thing that, you know, as a person who posts content on YouTube, and I'm going to keep it real here, it's a gift and a curse sometimes, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of the good or the bad or the bad side of it. I saw one in Discord. I got to look through, because I ain't had a chance to really sit down and look through the whole Discord too. But I'm pretty sure when I get caught up, because I need to post something in there. I'm going to be honest, dog. With so much going on at work, I'm talking about getting my you-know-what, like, handed to me every day. Not that I'm doing a bad job or anything. It's just that I'm just super busy. But I'm still going to put the content out. But at the same time, back on my rant here, I get what they say. If you do what you love and never feel like work, but if you can't eat off of it, then I see what it is. But then at the same time, to defend those guys, Nike not really dropping heat like that back to back, that's one, right? Check mark, right? Cool. Let's just be fair. Nike not really dropping heat like that. They've been dropping some, but, you know, not a lot. You know what I mean? But to be honest, I like the pace that they're moving at, right? Because it helps me financially. But you think about it. We ain't getting the crazy heat back to back. Resale prices are down. We can throw that in there as a factor. Also, if you think about this, just to be real about the whole situation, not only all those key factors, but you also got to think that a lot of these guys, maybe they really was just here because it was just the thing to do. Maybe these guys just grew up and got tired of it. And also seen, and I'm not picking on nobody in particular, but the guys who post selling my sneaker collection, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Again, it makes me do question how many of these people really were sneakerheads. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it real. I've seen a lot of people not post, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I make better content. Those guys, it's some guys that make some tremendous, great content. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, and like, as much as, you know, we don't really have a tight sneaker community like we once used to, I still watch everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be friends with everybody like that. I have some people I watch even though I don't even really care for their content like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm very curious if we go down a rabbit hole, if I was bored, you see who really posting content like that. Cause to be honest, even though if I'm not even subscribed, if you watch something enough, their stuff is gonna keep getting posted on your main page on YouTube. I don't really see anybody getting posted on my main page anymore like that. For real. Just throwing it out there. I guess the difference is whenever you got that sponsorship and now you don't, now you got to go back to paying for sneakers. Now we on an even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Just food for thought. You know what I'm saying? But not to take shots at nobody in particular. So to each their own for sure. It's going to be an interesting year. And that's why I wanted to cover this. Like what it's going to be like for holiday season. You know what I'm saying? Sneakers could be off the holiday gift list. If you think about it, right? Because again, You guys haven't been, and I'm not gonna say it on this stream because I don't want to get flagged or anything like that, but you guys know what happened at midnight last night or midnight today, however you count it, right? You gotta think all that stuff plays a factor, dog, and everybody's got to make every dollar count. So at the same time, I'm not here to come up here and like say like, oh, these guys was never real, this and the third. Maybe they were, and just times just got different. You know what I mean? In general, resale market, if you think about it, you see that GOAT, like the last live I did on them, they literally are pulling their stuff from like overseas. You know what I'm saying? They're condensing and combining too. It's across the board. Because if you think about it, stuff has gone up across the board. Not just shoes, because obviously we're going to talk about that tonight, and prices have went up on shoes. However, food, think about that, like cost of living, everything. And I know everybody always says like, yo, the cost of living and everything like that goes up each and every year. It's not fair to put that in the category. But to be honest, right, you kind of have to, even though now it's just kind of a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this, like last time I went to Wally World, off mode but on mode. Last time I went to Wally World, and this has always been happening, but I know this is getting worse and worse. What I would buy from like my necessities that I consider what I need for my crib to, you know, just maintain it, at one point went from being a $70 pickup. Actually, probably remember was I could do it all on 60, but it went from being 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 120 to almost, I'm always walking out of there now like 140, 150. You know what I'm saying? Easily. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and instead of I'd be having like what 10 or 11 items. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, yeah, it's gotten serious out here, man. So people really need to really, I'll say this next time, man, whenever it's time to go back and revisit the drawing board for changes when it comes to things in this country, really sit down and listen to who's speaking and what's being said. You know what I mean? To be honest, pay attention, because I can't tell you what to do, but at the same time, you got to know when somebody's bamboozling you and Ben winkling you, right? Let's see, Devon says, and those brick by bricks going down in the resale market. Yeah. Think about this, right? And I've said this time and time again. If the retailers are filling it, right? This is my thing is why I said resale shop. I never think, and I'm not saying we're going to always have sneaker resale, but to have a full-on fledged on business, you know what I'm saying? Think about this. And I can think of one right off the top of my head that opened up a store in Vegas, then got a joint in Cali. Then I think they had to close down one. Even, I'm talking about this. Think about this. If like, what am I thinking of, right? If some of the biggest resellers before these guys even came along have to shut down and condense stores, and they didn't shut down fully, but if they're not all the way up, like, think about it. I think Stadium Goods have done it. You know what I'm saying? If you think about that, and they were once the biggest top dog and probably still is, think about that. We don't get that much content on sneaker shopping anymore either, too. Then also you got to think about the podcast that lived over there. That's kind of different. And then one of the people that was on there went to work for StockX. You know? So much like interesting moves. It's kind of like you can't help. It ain't like you cannot unsee it. Where we at, Devon says, I called it from the get-go. It's an all orange shoe. If it was a GR pair, people would look past it. Oh, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows because it's a collab. Everybody's going to look at it. But same time, I'm not surprised to see those go down. I didn't fall for those because I'm like, dog, it's a dope shoe. But I knew for a fact I wasn't about to rock that joint at all. You know what I mean? The colorway just wasn't doing it for me. And I'm not knocking the people that got the joint. To be honest, I can't even say I've seen anybody rocking the joints. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying people aren't, but in general, I'm like, bro, if people buy that shoe and hoping that it's going to go up over time and then they're going to eat. Now, I will say this, too, on a positive note, because I don't want to sound like negative or like I'm hating or anything like that, but to keep it real, I guarantee you times like these will not last forever. We got to go through the storm, you know, to get to the sunshine. While the market is down, nobody's really making content, not really much stuff to choose from sneaker-wise. That don't mean we out. You know what I'm saying? We down, but we not out. You know what I'm saying? We still there. Nike them still got to eat. We got to eat too. Again, I just look at it like this. I know at one point, Divine, and not picking on you, but just in general, we was like, man, what a time to be a sneakerhead. I mean, think about it. We literally have picked up almost, not all, but majority of the shoes that we really wanted with a little bit of footwork. I think about it. Everybody, majority of the people who tried for real, for the undefeated fours, as once like one of the most rarest sneakers of all time, we were able to eat. And then not because people couldn't afford it, it's because they put out enough pairs. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game, you know? I'm just curious, now that I think about it, if they do that same strategy they did with the undefeated, if they do that to the Travises that's been pushed back to what, November, those fragment joints, the reverse fragments, if they do that to those, I will say that's going to be the dagger. That's going to be the icing on the cake for like, hey, resellers, man, hey, that was your last hope for eating. You know what I mean? If they don't let those get backdoored, but again, this is wishful thinking, right? If they don't let those get backdoored and we do a whole like raffling how undefeated did doors and everybody get to eat, it's going to be probably one of the best / worst times for sneakers. Best if you're a sneakerhead and you really like to buy your shoes and rock your sneakers like I do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you guys do too. But there are some people that got a shoe don't ever wear the joint. I'm like, I get it. You can do whatever you want to at the end of the day because it's your money. But at the same time, like, yeah, I would like to see. That will be my true determining factor. Even if the Travises are hard to cop, right? I'm very curious because they're up there on the resale market. But when they finally get here, I'm very curious. I did see one of the sneaker YouTubers who don't even really post like that. They're posting that video early, trying to get that early guap. I ain't gonna knock them. I ain't gonna knock your hustle or your grind. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't getting nobody no 2K for no sneaker, bro. Nah, I'm good. But yeah, very interesting. So, let's go ahead and start on tonight's topic. We're gonna start with Nike's quarter earnings. We're gonna start there, and then we're going to go to the shoe prices up and talk tariffs and kind of go on that rant I just kind of went through, and then we'll talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases and wrap this joint up here. I'm only gonna be on this joint for like another 30 minutes, so appreciate Divine and everybody that's that comes in and out. Definitely smash the like button and sub up, and definitely if you can just be active in the chat because it really means a lot to the kid. Hopefully audio and visual is okay, but I think Divine kind of just confirmed that for me. And for the people that may be feeling what we're going through right now, man, just hold your head up and stay positive, man. I want to say that. But let me share my screen here and get the party started. Let's see. I'm going to start with the Nike earnings real quick. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm going to share my screen here, and it's going to go boom. You guys should be seeing my screen. Cool. Let me know everything looking good. Cool. Where we at real quick, it says Nike beats the street in Q1, which I'm assuming is Q1, as 8,000 employees redirected to sport offense, right? It says Nike's first quarter results were better than Wall Street's estimates, reflecting positive progress in its turnaround. So again, Wall Street them made their best educated guess. Nike them let them know like, hey, this is a thing. Nike, in my opinion, is still the head honcho when it comes to sneakers. You know, no matter how you slice it and dice it. If they're down, I'll put it this way, right? If your check is kind of depending on the head honcho to do well, and I'm talking to the resellers here, if Nike them stuff is not selling and sitting, what do you think a shoe is going to do on the resale market? Right? Unless it's like really, really, really rare. And even still, people aren't really buying rare sneakers like they used to. You know, everybody moving different this year. But this article came out September 30th. Pretty much was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It says Nike first quarter results were better than Wall Street's estimates, reflecting positive progress in the turnaround. Let me get through the rest of this joint. It says the swoosh delivered on first quarter results, sending shares of Nike Incorporated up in the after hours trading. Nike's president and chief executive officer Elliott Hill told investors in a late afternoon conference call on Tuesday that the company has realigned 8,000 of its employees to sports offense and new incentive that aligns the three brands. So looks like he's making some moves over there. Nike, Jordan, and Converse into more nimble focused teams by sport. So again, He's letting you know they're rearranging and making some structure changes over there, which I ain't knocking them. You got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Devon says, even a dude said, if you see early pairs of those Travis Scott fragments, those are fakes. Well, Divine, let's just keep it real here. And I know you watch, and I'm not mad at this. But I'm gonna put this. I watch a lot of sneaker YouTube, but I'm gonna assume you watch a lot of sneaker YouTube. I've seen some early videos, right? Let's keep it. I don't know. According to your logic, right? According to what you heard, right? You said even dudes said if you see early pairs of those Travis Scott fragments, those are fake. So if those are fakes and people already got reviews and unboxings out, where the hell they get them from? And I don't care if they're like, well, I got them from a trusted source. I'm not even gonna put in some stuff like that, but again, I've always questioned that too, time and time again over the years. I've said it time and time again. I'm like, how in the heck do I know where you can buy the shoes, quote unquote, early from to get your review out, this, and the third? But I always want to know where the hell are they getting it from? And I'm not talking to sneaker YouTubers. I'm talking the stores that have them early and claiming that they're 100% real. And my thing is this: why hasn't Nike investigated these guys for years? And again, I will say this: Nike has been suing a lot more. So I have a feeling and I'm not saying no particular company in general, but I'm just saying in general, I have a feeling I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more lawsuits come down the rabbit hole from Nike. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm going to say. Devon says, exactly, Polo. If a celebrity has it, it's one thing. But if the regular people have them, it's suspect. I've always said that. It's always been suspect. And especially since all those sponsorship deals kind of just went away, guys don't really make sneaker content like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. And a lot of people appear not to even be really watching it anymore. You know, so it's questionable. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's suspect. Again, I'm not saying it's not real, not fake, no this and the third. I'm very curious about one of the other people who had like sneaker stores and now what's happened to them, right? Some of your bigger ones who said they were doing good to the ones who aren't. You know what I'm saying? Where we at real quick, it says, he said the strategy will give each brand its own distinct identity to serve different consumers. Cool. So, I mean, he's trying to bring all back. Can Converse bounce back, though? You know what I'm saying? Nike gonna do their thing because they got the Air Maxes. They got, they got their wave. Converse has got their ways, but I know maybe the older, and I'm not picking on it, but like the OGs probably wear more Converse than maybe like my generation, and especially I can't even see the generation below us and below them rocking Converse. I'm not saying they don't, but clearly though, if Nike them is still keeping them around, they doing something. They bringing in a number somewhere. You know what I mean? Says, but Hill was also quick to note that how much we still must do to meet our full potential. Nike's journey back to greatness has only just begun. Again, Nike them also need to look at it too like this. It's not just that y'all fell off. Well, I will say this, right? Cool. I'm not going to say they fell off, but I'm going to see what they're probably saying here, and I'm going to keep the article going. This is my thing, dog. Maybe our generation, because the generation underneath us and me underneath them, they don't really care about, they don't have the same feeling about sneakers I feel like that we grew up on, where it's like, man, now I can finally get these, this and the third. But even still, we're getting a lot of like recycled material, right? And this is where Nike probably can't figure us out as a consumer, because that's why they're trying to get the younger generation on board. Because a lot of us, like, I already got that, I'm not going to get I skipped a lot of shoots. I already had it before. I've had it twice. I had 3. My pair's still fine. I'm straight. But then you also got the ones where it's like Nike then wants to reinvent the wheel to try to bring on the younger audience, but we'll be like, yeah, y'all need to bring something new to the table. Then they bring something new to the table. We're like, nah, that ain't it. But then we like, well, bring these back. They bring the OGs back. We come back. I mean, like, it's obviously, it's a lot of factors that play into it when I think about it, right? What we have real quick, Devon says, I saw them at SneakerCon, and in my mind, I'm like, how, Sway? Again, and you can get your stuff authenticated at SneakerCon, but at the same time, it's still like how they know. This is my thing, too. I don't feel confident legit checking a shoe unless I've had it before. There are some shoes that are obviously you can tell right off rip whether you had it or not. But stuff like those, especially with the fakes that are floating around in today's time, they're way easier. They're way harder to spot now. You know what I mean? Even if they do use that, like I guess you can say authentic like technology, but the technology is only as good as you train it. So if you start out with a fake pair to begin with, then the thing's already off. So it's still a human error factor you got to play in there. Let's see. LeBron says Nike still has a long way to go. Most definitely. I do think they can bounce back, but they need, they got to take in the tariff consideration. They got to take in the stuff they're doing and revamp it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. How long are they going to give the new guy, Elliott Hill, to make a turnaround? You know what I mean? What, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? I know he hasn't reached his first year yet, but I mean, to be honest, he's knocking on the door slowly but surely if he hasn't reached it. You know what I'm saying? And it says, also on the agenda is a focus in key areas, including sportswear, Nike China, and Nike Direct. He said Nike's Air Force One franchise is stabilizing while the Converse Chuck Taylor sneakers is in the early stages of the global market reset. Moreover, Converse has new leadership to help drive the profitability in the future. So it says, Hill said in a statement that Nike in the quarter drove progress through our win now actions in the priority areas of North America, wholesale, and running. I think Nike them should get in a running back for sure, because I think that'll be pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? They get in there, but one word I'm pretty sure if we can get through this whole article without using the word innovation, I'll be highly surprised. Highly surprised. Devon says, Polo, you know what's crazy? You have people that would say that the people that say, let me read it over, my bad. Polo, you know what's crazy? You have people that would say they are tired of Union LA and I'm my year collabs, but wouldn't have the courage to say they are tired of the Travises in the same shoes. Travises, I feel like it's only a matter of time before people are saying that too. Just where my thing is this, it's going to have to come on the level of like, think about this. I'm a year, a little bit more easy to grab now, right? Let's keep it 100. Let's not act like we ain't seen my year sitting, right? Just check one. And because, at first my year was very hard to get. You know what I mean? Then if you think about the Union LA, same thing. But now, think about this. I could easily think of one of those that didn't stick whenever they were trying to make it stick was the Union LA Passport collaborations. Those 3 dunks. Didn't hit. Most people I know, most of us forgot about them joints. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying, though. I mean, will Travis have that day? I still think he got at least a few years. But it will be interesting to see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Devon says, Nike needs to get into their basketball shoe bag because Adidas is kicking their butt in that department. This is my thing. That makes sense to mine because if you think about it, that's kind of what got him here. Michael Jordan, right? I'm not saying Nike didn't do some things on their own, but Michael got out there. He did his thing, played ball. He brought something different to the table. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. It was great. They need that next like superstar, feel like athlete on there. I feel like this. They thought it was LeBron, right? And while we can argue like LeBron numbers-wise is just as good as Jordan, okay, sure. But his shoes do not look nowhere near in the shape or form of Michael Jordan. And I get it. They're not supposed to. However, he didn't bring his shoes look like Michael Jordan sneakers. Not all of them look like basketball sneakers for real, for real. Let's just keep it 100. Even though it's a basketball sneaker, when you look at a KD or you look at a LeBron sneaker or even a John Morant sneaker, it looks like a basketball shoe. And I know it is a basketball shoe, but I mean, it's like they didn't incorporate any form of like lifestylishness in it at all. I feel like Jordan Brand them did. Ones, maybe not so much, but they hit. Twos, they went a little overboard with trying to incorporate the lifestyle. Threes, brought it back and got it right. Fours, definitely got it right. Fives, different, but got it right. Sixes, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Devon says, they were trying to force LeBron to be LeBron to the public. I feel like that too. At one point, people was going crazy over LeBron's, but still nowhere near on the level of like Jordan. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just didn't hit the same. There are some LeBrons that are fire though. I'm not gonna say they're not, but I mean overall, you know what I mean? Not on the level of Jordan though. Devon says, when Kyrie was on Nike, his shoes looked like a basketball shoe. Yeah, exactly. His looked like a basketball shoe. KD's looked like a basketball shoe. Kevin Durant. Who else? Yeah, Kyrie. You know, Ja. You know, LeBron. All of them look like straight up just basketball shoes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like they would have been better off just letting these guys. I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve their own shoe, but maybe just stick to like doing like collabs under the Jordan brand joint and making, you know, some Jordan sneakers. You know what I mean? I don't know though. Let me get back to the article real quick. It says, Hill said in a statement that Nike is quarter drove progress through our win now actions in the priority areas of North America wholesale running. The CEO added that while we're getting wins under our belt, we still have work ahead of us to get the sports geographicals and channels on a similar path, as well as manage a dynamic operating environment. The Sports Apparel and Sneaker Forum Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer Matthew Friend said he was encouraged by the momentum in the quarter, but also cautioned that the progress will not be the linear and dimensions of our business recover on a different timeless. So it says, for the 3 months ended in August 31st, Netcom fell 30.8% to $727 million, or 49 cents is diluted share for $1.05 billion or 70 cents. In the same year, the quarterly revenues rose 1.1% to 11.72 billion from $11.59 million last year. Those numbers gave Nike an easy beat to Wall Street's consensus expectations, which was 27 cents in the adjusted diluted earnings per share on the revenues at $10.99 billion, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see this at all though. Where we at real quick, Devon says, are we telling Nike to change the technology from 1 through 9 and 11? This is my thing. The designs on those shoes are great, but the comfort level could always be better. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they slowly have been doing that. You know what I mean? Foam posits, for example, off mode but on mode, they come out the box much better. You know? It says by category, Nike Direct revenues were down 4% to $4.5 billion, reflecting a 12% decline in Nike's brand digital and a 1% decrease in Nike's retail stores. Wholesale revenues rose 7% to $6.8 billion. Revenues for the Nike brand were up 2% to $11.4 billion, while revenues converse were down 27% to $366 million. So again, Nike have been trying to do their thing. Says shares of Nike closed Tuesday's trading sessions up to 0.3% or 18 cents to $69.73. The company posted first quarter results after the market closed, but it appeared that investors were already pricing in quarters that would affect the positive progress in the turnaround strategy. After hours, trading sent shares of Nike up 3.3%, and it was $2.27 to $72 at 5:36 p.m. So that's something you want to take right there. So they're doing like a rabbit hole of where this all can stem from. So we're going to get through this article, then we'll transition on to shoe prices and the tariffs real quick. But very interesting how this all really goes. It says the company in the first quarter returned about $700 $714 million to the shareholders through a combination of shared rechases of $123 million or the retirement of 1.8 million shares and dividends of the $591 million, up 6% from the prior year and reflecting 23 consecutive years and increasing dividend payouts. Says, where we at real quick, it says, there's been concern among shoe and sneaker brands over a potential pullback on footwear spend over the holidays due to the high prices because of the tariffs, which ironically we're going to transition onto that right then. So I like how this is flowing right into that. LeBron says Nike can turn things around. They need to go back to the roots of storytelling of their shoes. True. I mean, but at the same time, I remember people was complaining about that too, Devon. They were like, yo, storytelling ain't finna sell every sneaker. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but I do like the storytelling vibes of it too. But at the same time, this is my thing. Maybe that's what's missing with LeBron's and KD. But then again, some of them actually do have the storytellings. Like, if you think of KD's, like the Aunt Pearls, I think that's dedicated to, like, obviously his aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to be honest, do these guys have the same? This is where my disconnect from this from, right? Do LeBron, KD, you insert the blank here, Ja, do they have the same legacy style and stuff like that LeBron, that Jordan brought to the game? LeBron got great numbers. They all got great numbers and they're great athletes and great players. But I say this time and time again where people like, yo, LeBron better than Jordan or would be better than Jordan. This is my thing. I disagree. 1, 2, I say this. He didn't put the ball in the hoop the way Jordan did. He didn't. It wasn't. LeBron's never been exciting to watch. You know what I mean? If we're going to keep it real. Now, we can also think, too, Kobe, RIP to Kobe. His shoes moved back. You know, when he passed away, they were moving. But at the same time, nobody really talked about Kobe's like that. Unless you just like with diehard basketball players. Even Kobe sneakers look like a basketball sneaker. And I'm not saying they're not fire, but they look like a basketball sneaker. Where we at real quick, Devon says, plus, do a collab on a new model. Stop doing 1s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Do a new model people wouldn't expect. Rumors is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, I think I'm my years up on deck to get an 11 collab. Again, I don't know if it's true, so allegedly, but if I'm my years getting an 11 collab, if you drop the ball, you're done. Because everybody that's Jordan, rumors is that's Michael Jordan's favorite silhouette. So y'all gotta really go to take your time. Don't just throw the burgundy joint on it and think the 11's gonna sell itself. It is, but what are you gonna do to it? You know? D the letter says, yo, what up? Smash that like button. Nike and May disclosed that the U.S. retail prices on higher prices sneakers would increase on June 1st, although the swoosh did maintain current prices points from the Jordan brands and Nike kids apparel and footwear. Says perhaps the bigger issue for Nike was how much progress it has made in its turnaround. The earlier read from the summer was good when it appeared that Nike foot traffic returned to positive growth in August, according to Jefferies analyst Randall Quink. Says among the newer products introduced in 2025, Nike Vomero 18 surpassed 100 million early this year. Especially retailers confirmed this summer that the Nike running comeback was very much on. And there was expectations of strength ahead. Nike Skims apparel collaboration could further drive interest among females customers, while Nike continues to be a prolific with the new style launches. The new women's sneakers, Ultra Ultra, which surfaced in June, featured shapes and patterns created by a generated AI. In the future, and further out, the Nike Air Max Phenomenon SWDC, which is a Serena Williams design crew sneaker loafer, featuring a pearl pink, black, cool gray colorways, and is slated for next year. So I haven't seen those yet, but that's very interesting. So let's go into the tariff talk for like the last 10 minutes real quick, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases and wrap this thing up. Where we at real quick, D the letter says, I got you, fam. Just came through to show some love. I usually only get to catch the weekly sneaker rotation. It's all good, homie. Appreciate that. Y'all definitely smash that like button as y'all coming it out, homie. Any love, I take it, man. Pause, though, because they ain't come out right, but you know what I meant. Your mind says, especially 11 lows, they don't sell like that. I've never been an 11 low fan. And to be fair, dog, I've had like a total of like what, 2, 3, 11 lows. Was not for me in any way, shape, or form, dog. But let's go to the next topic right here. You guys should be seeing my screen already. I think we should be good. Shoe prices are up and footwear could be off some holiday gifts list. Holiday spending is expected to be lower this year versus 2024. Consumers will be spending, but on how pairs of shoes remains unclear. Says consumers are spending, but not necessarily on shoes. U.S. consumer spending intentions on soft goods such as apparel and shoes over the next 90 days. Because think about it, this is pretty much holiday season. We're in October, dog. Pretty much in October is pretty much holiday season. I usually count Halloween. Some people say Halloween isn't a holiday, but I say it is, if you ask me. But that's only if you ask. It's just people don't consider it because most people don't have the day off for Halloween, you know? So I think it's not like a federal holiday, right? I think that's the case. Where we at? Let's see. Next 90 days are up 5.9% versus a year ago. Levels, according to a what are we looking for? UBS survey earlier this month, high income consumer spending intentions jumped 10.4%. We think this is very important since high income consumers account for a inappropriate amount of total soft goods spending, wrote UBS Softlines retail analyst Jay Soul in a report. It says, Soul says that spending intentions also appear to be broadly well for holidays, noting that the market could be underestimating, right, how the U.S. consumer prioritize and plan for the holiday shopping. He also expects that moderate prices increases because of tariffs, adding that the conversations with the softline firms suggest low to mid single-digit prices increases in the fourth quarter, so as not spook consumers or risk losing market shares to rivals who raise prices less. So again, normally they don't, but everybody's kind of anticipating these price hikes. The USB survey also took a look at spending by political affiliation. It says the spending outlook on apparel and footwear is higher among Republican respondents, while the opposite was true for those indicating affiliation with the Democratic Party. A possible reflection of during the views on where the economy is headed. Republican respondents said that the current state of the U.S. economy isn't impacting their spending. Its contrast spending less overall was higher for Democrat respondents, which coincided with their plans to spend less on apparel. The UBS data citing that Harvard analysts said that the U.S. apparel sales were $341 billion in 2024. So that's what they said we spent last year, right? While the tally of the U.S. footwear sales were $91 billion, UBS also noted that the apparel and shoes, which account for roughly 2% of the U.S. GDP, are considered slowly growing categories according to the Harvard analysts. So again, this is my thing. Will it be the same amount this year or will it be less? Everybody's got to keep that in mind. It's different. Keep in mind what happened at midnight too. I want to throw that out there. All this stuff is kind of playing a factor. And this is why I say, man, everybody, we kind of all eat off each other's plate. You know what I mean? Think about this. If people aren't getting paid, they're going to spend less, or people aren't making more, they're going to spend less, which ultimately doesn't help all these other brands across the board, you know? Says Wells Fargo economics Tim Quillenland said that Shannon Griff on Friday said that while inflation continues to be challenging, higher prices may be some of the consumer purchases, but it's not halting spending. They also pointed to the backdrop where the jobs market may have softened, but because of the still low unemployment rate, and small number of people filing for the first time unemployment benefits, most of those looking for work are likely to still employ and continue to receive a paycheck, while the savings rate at 4.6% in August indications are that households have some financial cushion, the economics concluded. Again, at the same time, it's kind of hard to save though when everything is back up and we got to spend more. It says Deloitte is forecasting holiday retail sales to rise between 2.9% and 3.4% this year, totaling between 1.61 trillion and 1.62 trillion during the November to January timeframe, because that is pretty much holiday season. And then if you think about right after January, pretty much January we start getting the taxes, so that'll be very interesting too. It says this compares with their holiday sales growth of 4.2% in the same 2024 period. It says the consultancy is also projecting that e-commerce sales will grow between 7% and 9%, or between $305 billion to $310.7 billion this season. We expect this holiday season to demonstrate the resilience of consumers as they continue to face economic uncertainty, as Natalie Martini, the ladies vice chair of U.S. retail and consumer products leader. So they're saying, we shouldn't notice a difference and people are still going to spend like that. I'm very curious, will they though? It says, but while consumers may be spending on some items, a classic holiday gift item is apparel. Footwear sales could be on the decline. Other data points also indicate higher prices and slower spending on footwear. I think that's where we're at right now with it, if I'm going to keep it real. There is higher prices on sneakers, so people spend less right now. We take our time, what I've been doing for quite some time, Now everybody else seems to be doing that. It says data from the intelligence platform competitors show that for the year ending September 5th, women's sneaker prices rose 12%, while women boot prices are up 9%. Men's sneakers on an average rose 16%, while footwear in general is up 15% year over year. Over the same period, the average price increase for girls' footwear is up 10%. For boys, it's up 12%. So again, we're seeing some little growth here. You know what I'm saying? Says these price increases reflect new products that entered the U.S. subject to tariffs, said the competitor CEO. It says the platform tracks luxury retailers such as Bergendorf, Bloomingdale's, Farfetch, Level Shoes, My Teresa, Neiman Marcus, and Net Porter, which cater more to higher consume sneakers. Yeah, higher income sneakers, which that don't really kind of apply to us, because I'm not saying people don't rock the top brand stuff, but a lot of us really don't. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't want to sit here and knock them for that. And then I'll probably finish up the rest of this article too, probably on Saturday, but I'm gonna push through the rest of this, at least like another paragraph on this joint. Says for the holiday period, even in increased prices, footwear remains priority for shoppers, especially trending styles such as performance sneakers, soccer-inspired sneaker silhouettes, and ballet flats, boat shoes, and heels. But there are consumer demographics that hasn't been spending as much as before in footwear, which I wonder who they're talking about. It could just be our generation. We don't spend the same like we used to. Says data from that direct marketing from Bella Wrong found that the older consumers tend to be more conservative during times of uncertainty. Says according to the firm's president, Polly Wong, we continue to see more softness in the demand for a comfort footwear brand targeting 50 plus customers. Over the last few months, revenue is trending down single digits. She said the brand that are beating the trends are those of accelerating their direct-to-consumer marketing while also expanding their wholesale presence. So again, does Nike need to do DTC, direct-to-consumer? That's my whole thing. I'm very curious how that would go. Very interesting. And then I think, I'll see if I can push through this joint real quick. I think pretty much we kind of got this one pretty much all the way covered. Kind of like, what can we really anticipate, right? And then I'm gonna share my screen here. Well, I'm already sharing my screen, but I'm gonna do upcoming sneaker releases because we're coming up on our hour mark. But to wrap this up in a nutshell, people are taking their time and slowly buying what I'm getting from it. It's not necessarily also can Nike bounce back? Yes, but at the same time, if people aren't buying right now, they're just not buying. The market right now is just literally down. You know, not necessarily a bad thing, but okay, cool. Nike them dropped the right sneaker, we're gonna pull up every time. But at the same time, Nike them gotta make the product and get it made and get it over here first, which isn't necessarily cheap. You know what I mean? They're gonna get it back on the back end because they're gonna charge us, but like at the same time, Nike them also gotta have that fear of like us as a consumer, like how much is too much for a Jordan? You know what I'm saying? What is the 11s come up to now? What, they like 240? You know what I'm saying? 240, 250? You know what I'm saying? The price of a phone posit, which was already high already. You know what I'm saying? You got to think all that in consideration. Let's talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases and wrap things up here for the night. Real quick, I did see that this one's floating around. There is like a detailed look at the Union Fragment Air Jordan 1 collab. I guess it's supposed to be releasing in 2026. Some a little earlier. I think they got this one right. You know what I'm saying? Because it reminds me of the like OGs that we got originally. This one I actually will go for. I know they actually got back in their bag and actually paid attention. You can tell they're listening to their audience, if this is even true. So again, a legend and opinionated base. But I think this joint is super fire. You know what I'm saying? This is another way I can say, like, Jordan Brand. I can argue this for the people who's been collecting for a while. How could you not have a whole bunch of Air Jordan 1s in your collection? You know what I mean? Point blank, period, bruh. And then we got one more here. Says, and we have the Infinite Archives Air Jordan 17. I actually like these joints. I don't know if I actually cop though, but I actually really like these. And then if I look up on the sneakers app, dog, to keep it 100, it don't look like much is really floating around. But let me just check the sneakers out just for ish and giggles right now. We do got some dunks coming October 7th, but that's like next week. Ja Morant joints coming with a coconut joint. Pause. October 10th, we have the Air Max 95 Solar Red joints. And then only thing else on the radar is those medium soft pink 5s. So, I mean, slim picking out here, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not going to sit up here and bash it. I just got myself back on the main screen. Overall, I'm very curious what's next, how it's going to go, especially this week in general. It's just been, this whole year, man, it's just been very interesting in general, man. But other than that, let's wrap things up here. I've been on this joint for like an hour and 3 minutes. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love as always, being active in the chat. Appreciate that, Devon. Appreciate that, D with the letter, and all the people that catch the lives on the back end. Pause. But I am going to go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the comment section. It's free to sign up. Or, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section. You name it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't put the content out in time, it's most likely in the sold out Discord. Other than that, smash that like button, sub up, and I'll be back live again on Saturday with another sold out live, another sold out podcast. Until then, yeah, more content on the way, man. And I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December.